with you, and it succeeds.
So I've been meaning to give a review on Avatar, Fire, and Ash, James Cameron's new cinematic masterpiece, quote unquote, that came out a couple months ago, December. I just haven't had the time to give a review on it, but I'm going to give a review on it now. Okay, so you guys are in luck. So, starting with James Cameron's Fire and Ash, uh, I wouldn't call it Fire and Ash to tell you the truth. I would call the movie Fire and Ass. The movie is complete garbage. I mean, James Cameron is mocking the cinematic community by producing this film. The movie's called Fire and Ash, or like I said, as I like to call it, Fire and Ass. And realistically, there's not much fire and there's not much ash. Majority of the film is going to take place in the water. Okay, so if you came looking for a cool new geographic location present on Pandora, you're not getting that. We're going straight back to the fucking ocean, boys. Welcome back to the ocean. Just like the second Avatar film, James Cameron is infatuated with the liquids, so we're going right back to the ocean. Now, if you do look at the reviews, you're going to see that it got a 66% on Rotten Tomatoes. I mean, in my opinion, if I got a 66% on a test, I'd be miserable. I'd hate myself. I'd look at myself in the mirror and I'd say, God, Ross, you're a fucking failure. James, you should really be looking at this score right here. That's 66%. You failed, buddy. You failed miserably. Now, I get it. IMDb gave it a 7.4 out of 10. And you're going to say, hey, well, 7.4 is not a terrible film, Ross. Well, once again, people from IMDb have marketing degrees from community college. So their opinion on film and cinematography is completely irrelevant. 92% like this movie. Yeah, the 92% of people who like this movie are lacking a prefrontal cortex. So they are incapable of executive functioning. And I guarantee you this 92% was James Cameron going to see the movie 100,000 times just so he could get off to the whales. Now, why am I talking about whales? Well, in Avatar Fire and Ash, he is infatuated with whales. I swear to God, every 10 minutes there's a fight scene. It's an amazing fight scene, beautifully choreographed. Everything is hitting the marks. You're like, oh God, this is actually starting to get good. Nope, James Cameron's like, you know what the people really want to fucking see? They want to see a whale. I'm sorry, they're not actually called whales for you Avatar enthusiasts out there. They're called, what the fuck are they called? Let me text my buddy. He knows what they're called real quick. The Cocoon. They're called fucking Cocoon. Let's take a look at the Cocoon. Nope, not the right type of Cocoon. Cocoon Avatar. There they are. Yeah, these little bastards. James Cameron loves them for some reason. Every 10 minutes, you're going to see one of these bastards swim across the screen. It doesn't matter if somebody's dying. It doesn't matter if somebody's about to give birth on the battlefield. For some reason, James Cameron is going to bring these guys back up on the field. Now, I don't even know what a Cocoon is. And I told my one friend that I didn't know what a Cocoon was, and they looked at me as if I had a mental disability. So I'm going to educate myself a little bit so I'm not as ignorant pertaining to Pandora wildlife. So the Cocoon, of all the marine fauna inhabiting the Madagascar Reef, I butchered that name, only the enormous, highly intelligent, if they're so highly intelligent, part of this movie is them getting hunted. They literally swim into the traps. They are not highly intelligent. They are borderline slow. They are sea-dwelling Cocoon are truly sentient. In fact, the Cocoon possess their own names and a rich family history and culture, as well as sophisticated music and poetry. Eons ago, the Cocoon, blah, 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 irrelevant. They're stupid. I don't like them. I don't like that James Cameron had on them in this entire film. The entire film was just Cocoon propaganda. That's all it was. Doesn't deserve that 92%. Not one bit. I guess they first appeared in Avatar, The Way of Water, and I do remember seeing this, okay? So in Avatar Way, the Cocoon played a pretty big role. And James Cameron loved them so much that they're gonna holy shit. And that's another pet peeve I have with these films. The runtime for every single Avatar is just it's too long. It's like, James, what are you doing, man? I don't have the attention span to set for 3 hours and 12 minutes. I got stuff to do. I have to go home and make fun of your movies. I can't sit and watch your movie for 3 hours and 12 minutes and then proceed to go home and make fun of it. Like, let's cut this down to like an hour 30. Also, this person right here, I forget their name because it was that irrelevant and it didn't stick in my mind. She kisses her brother. There's like some Alabama shit going on in this movie. The little boy named Spider. Also, I'm pretty sure he's underage. She's like fucking 40, but she's in the body of a Na'vi via that, however they beam their bodies into another body, whatever that thing is. Short things being said, this is a 40-year-old woman, and she kisses a 13-year-old boy in the film. That is supposedly her stepbrother. So you're also in for that. If you enjoy that stuff, if you're from Alabama, you might be in for a fun night at the theaters, but I wasn't too much into it. But yeah, overall, Avatar Fire and Ash, besides all those points, the movie was just pretty mid. Pretty terrible, actually. It was 3.5 hours of my life wasted. Would I watch it again? No, I would not watch it again. Also, I didn't get to see one of these fuckers in the movie. James, what are we doing? We keep throwing the Takun on the screen. Why don't we put the Pandoran Otterfin in there? Maybe if you showed more of this guy, I would have liked it more. He's more approachable. He's more reasonable. I see this on screen, I pay attention. I see the Takun on screen, I get mad, okay? You don't get to see any of the other wildlife. It is just straight up Takun propaganda. Okay. And then also the story. The story is the exact same story as Avatar 1 and Avatar 2. It's all just about family. It's about protecting nature and family. But don't worry, guys. In the next Avatar film, we're going back to Earth. That is what is suspected. We're going to go back to Earth. We're bringing the fight to Earth, so we can get excited about that. But with that being said, I would give Avatar a 2 out of 10. All 3.5 hours, I wanted to end myself. Probably wouldn't waste my time going and seeing the next movie, but I'll probably will. But next time I go see an Avatar movie, I'm going to have to liquor myself up just so that I have some enjoyment throughout the cinematic experience. But with that being said, that's my review on Avatar Fire and Ash. You guys have a wonderful night.